Hey friends! So, you guys have asked me and asked me and asked me and commented, and you guys are totally awesome, and I'm flattered that you guys want to see another video of what guitars do I own now. So I thought I would do another full rundown of all the guitars I own. And it's very rare that I actually have them all in one location, because usually I have them everywhere. So I thought I would do a video of all of them, since I have them here. So anyway, before I start the video, if you do not know me, and you have not seen my other videos, I would like to say, keep all the bashing to yourself. I work very, very hard for my money, and I would love for you to respect that. That being said too, I want to say, just because I own all these guitars does not make me a god or anything of that matter. I love to play guitar, but I have a lot of improvements to do. I am not where I want to be, playing wise, and I really do feel fortunate that I own this many guitars. Like, I'm fortunate in a way that I have them, but I don't necessarily feel like I'm worthy enough, if that makes sense. Because I mean, I see kids on YouTube that have an Epiphone Les Paul that's from China, and they play way better than I do. That being said, I do actually play. I do solos. I do harmonies. I use all of my guitars. I don't leave any of them sitting. You know, so I do use them. So, and I will be using them in the future for like live shows and stuff too. I am working on an album. Of course, if you know my YouTube, you've definitely heard me say it over and over. It's almost done. I just gotta finish vocals, and we gotta get it mixed and reamped. But yeah, other than that, let's stay positive, and let me show you some cool gear. So we're gonna go over here first, because I know we're gonna try to shorten up this video, because I actually just had a 30-minute long video and the camera died on me. I don't want to do that again, so we're gonna try to hurry this up in a way, still make it enjoyable for you guys. But anyways, the acoustics I put over here for you, because you know I'm not usually like a huge acoustic player, but I did want to say, so this was my very first acoustic that I owned. This is a $60 camping guitar. You can see it is all beat up. There is scuffs on it, and it has a ton of personality. I used to take this camping with me when I was in Boy Scouts, to summer camps, and yeah, so that was my very first one, and that is actually, believe it or not, the only acoustic I have ever bought. Yes, you heard it first. The other acoustic I started out with, like a full size, was my sister's, and she actually bought this acoustic before I even started playing. Amazing. It's actually at her house now, because I'm trying to get her to play. So, yeah. If my sister watches this video, she needs to play. Anyways, so we're gonna go right here. This is a classical guitar. This was my grandfather's, and I think he got this through, I don't know, I think he just got it through, like, he found it for a good deal. This is a Mark II. They're not worth a lot. They don't really make them anymore, but it's a great guitar, and it's the only classical I ever owned. And that was passed down whenever he passed away. This was my very close grandfather. Like, he was the one that was like my father to me. This is another one that was his, and this is a Harmony, and this one actually has a cool story behind it, and I really like it. My grandmother spent 6 weeks babysitting, and all of her babysitting money went to this guitar for him. And I think that's really sweet. And back in the day, like, it was you don't make much money, so buying this was like a huge deal. That's like buying an iPhone for somebody now. But very cool guitar. Unfortunately, the truss rod is broken in it, so I use it for a slide guitar, which my grandfather was huge in the slide, and I think that was just like, it was meant to be a slide guitar. So anyway, this is my Uncle Ron's guitar whenever he passed away. This is an Epiphone made in Michigan, so it's a USA made, and it's an FT45. This is a great condition. It has a nice bridge. He told me whenever we started getting, you know, like really getting along and stuff, like, we always got along, but we started talking a lot as he was older, and he's like, hey man, I'll give you this crappy Epiphone next time, and he actually passed away before he brought it over, but it was kind of like, it's not crappy at all. It's like a really nice acoustic, and I was gonna buy like a Martin and a Taylor, or a Taylor. I was probably gonna buy a Taylor, and I was gonna buy like the $800 model. I prefer that over the $800 model. So I'm not buying an acoustic yet. I mean, that's pretty much it. So yeah, my Uncle Ron he was a very cool guy. So but those were all passed down, besides the blue one, of course, but that's not worth. But as you can see, there's 4 guitars right there, but because they were passed down through family members, I got them, I inherited them. And another thing, too, I would like to bring up is don't think that I'm lucky because I have those guitars. I'm very fortunate, and I'm very thankful that they got passed down to me because I know I'll take care of them the best because I'm a guitarist. But I'd rather have them here than any guitar. That being said, that's no way possible. So, unfortunately, the guitars are gonna be with me. Anyway, I'm gonna set this camera back up, and we are going to go to electrics. That being said, as another guitar that was passed down to me as a family, this is my grandfather Walt. He was the one I never got to meet, and he owned his own music store. He played a lot, and this was like his baby. So yeah, this means a lot. I just got this last year through my family. They were keeping it in a case in a closet, and I was like, please, I will take so much better care. I will actually play it. Just let me have it, please. I won't sell it. They thought I was gonna sell it, because I always sell guitars, but there's no way. This is just priceless to me. This one goes along with those other ones, basically, as a free guitar, but it was more passed down, and I think you'd be really proud that it's in this collection. So. This isn't really much to show. It's a Carligo, Rodrigo, whatever, I have no idea what it is. $35 bass I got offline. Awesome deal. Nobody plays bass in my band whenever we were writing the album. So I said, hey, I need to get a bass and I need to start writing stuff because I had to step my game up. So I got a bass, learned what I needed to learn, and we found a bassist to record our album, so it didn't sound like total shit. He's really good though. Now we're going to my collection of electrics. This is where I know most of you guys that watch my YouTube channel are going to start drooling because this is pretty much what I use every day. Epiphone Les Paul, made in Korea, 1992, when I was born. I was born in 1992, so this guitar is exactly 22 years old. It has wear, it is beat up. I can beat on it all day and not care. Yeah, put GFS pickups in it, added a kill switch, great guitar. Whenever my friends come and want to beat on a guitar, I hand them this first. LTD, Kurt Hammett. I do not like signature guitars, and I came across this one, and I was actually going to buy like an Ibanez back in the day. This is my very first metal guitar I ever bought, and I played this before. One of the guys at the store that I went at, he said, have you ever played this guitar before? And I said, no, it's the same price range. So I played it, I was like, this is so much better. And he converted me from Ibanez to ESP that day, and ever since then, I've always been ESP before Ibanez. Always. This is a Kurt Hammett, like I said before, the only mods. I added a skull knob, EMG HC passive. That's still the neck pickup. That's just an ESP neck. I love that neck pickup. I added a split coil, so I split this one. I can split both of these and play 2 singles, one single there, or just pop it in and play humbuckers. And then I added a brass locking tremolo, so whenever I want to lock my tremolo, I can. So then, but yeah, very neat guitar, very worth its money, and I actually did want a bolt-on back in the day for this. And this one's definitely staying in my metal collection. I recorded with this guitar even. This is my Fender Tele, made in Mexico. The only mods that I did with it is added a mirror pickguard, which you can see yourself, Seymour Duncan hot rails, kill switch button. That kill switch is awesome. It's perfect. This guitar can play metal. If you've seen it in my video before, very nice guitar. I prefer this over the Americans because, let's be honest, it's just way more affordable and pretty much the exact same thing. But yeah, I've had this one for a while too. If you were going to own a Les Paul but not really buy a Les Paul or an Epiphone or a Gibson, this is what you buy. This is the metal version of a Les Paul. They did this right. Gibson can come out with a metal Les Paul, it's still a Gibson. This is a metal Les Paul. EMG Actives 6081. I've not done a single thing to this guitar besides add strap locks. This is my workhorse. Anytime I want to sound really good, I just play through this. Like if I want to play solid, no problems, no tinkering, as recording wise, this is the guitar to go to. I was fortunate enough to get the one with the binding. I got the last green one in Florida, fortunately. I actually wanted red for the longest time, but red was $200 more, and I was like, that's stupid. So let me buy a green one, and I can't get rid of it now. Someone wanted to trade me a red one. I was like, nope, can't. This is my custom Ibanez RG321MH. I had 3 Ibanezes that I tried to sound good and play good to where I like them in my hands. No, I got rid of them all. I came across this one for 50 bucks. It was beat to hell, but you would look at all the ones I bought and said the other ones were better. No, this one was way better. It had way more potential. Once when it was cleaned up, set up, and plays, it plays awesome, stays in tune. I did everything to this guitar. All new stuff, all new like hardware and stuff, but besides these, the little rings and the tremolo. DiMarzio distortion, EMG HZ, tone, volume, pickup, completely kill switch. This is out of phase, single coil, and humbucker. Does a lot, but it's very easy and very little to deal with. It's not all this tinkering. So, and I have a matching strap, a matching cabinet, and a matching pedal board to go with it for whenever I play live shows. This will be my live playing guitar since I picked it. I think it's very cool, and it's my very first true custom, I guess, that I made, painted myself. And this is my very first Gibson Les Paul. I was so against buying one of these because they're so overpriced. I love how they sound, I love how they feel, but they're a little heavy, and they're not exactly where I don't feel even with it all the time. But it's a very nice guitar. I've always wanted one. Everyone should own one. But you shouldn't buy it used because it's stupid money. I bought this used for 500 bucks. There's a few little chips and stuff, but I was like, hey, this is a fucking Les Paul. And it plays great. 500 or 498T, 490T in the neck. Same one as the Gibson SG Standard. This is one thick sounding guitar, and I bought it to sell, and I was like, hell no. The only way how I'll get rid of it is I'll trade for another Les Paul that's white. So then, but it has to sound the same and feel the same. If it doesn't, I'm out. But yes, very first Gibson Les Paul, very excited about it. This is actually one of my newest guitars. I'll show you this one. This is an acrylic. This is a Chinese Galveston acrylic SG. It does not weigh like an SG and does not feel like an SG, but it is an SG body. I wanted something that was kind of crazy looking that no one else had, and I got it. But I did. I will warn you, if you ever buy one of these, you have to do a lot of work to them. Sometimes you have to fret dress the neck. I'm not even going to put the money in to do that. But I did the best I can, and it works. But still not going to be the better playing guitar than the originals. There's a reason why no guitars are acrylic. But this one does play cool. It is cool as a guitar. I put a Seymour Duncan metal blackout pickup in here, the HB2. And this is an EMG 60 in the neck. Yes, I know. I mixed them both, and I think it sounds awesome, and it's actually possible. All I did is unplug them, unplug the EMG, and put the other EMG in there. I put all these hardware in here. All EMG parts, uh, ESP bridge or Epiphone, Epiphone parts, and yeah, very cool guitar. And you can see there, and Seymour Duncan blackouts and EMGs. You can see there actually is black and gray. Thought that was cool, but very cool guitar. Very heavy though, very heavy. Now we're going to go on to the actual SGs. If you know, I am an SG collector. If there's one guitar I'm going to own and always have, it's going to be an SG. It can be not an Epiphone, never an Epiphone, never again. Those are garbage. Can't compare them to Gibson, sorry. You can compare Epiphones to Epiphone Les Pauls, Gibson Les Pauls, but you can't do that with SGs. This is a SG Menace. This came out, I think, 90s or early 2000s, I don't know. But has attitude, has cut edges, cut pick guard, smoky coil pickups, which are like, it's, you know, that's just what they put in these guitars. It's very like kind of custom for this guitar. Black Grover tuners. Everything is brass, which I think is awesome. Brass frets, brass input, brass knob. Cool guitar, much attitude. Has some beat and wear. I traded an Epiphone for this guitar, and I gave him some money to be fair. And this is a nice guitar. I like it. And you know, ESP and Gibson are both my favorite guitars, and an SG is my favorite. This is the SG version of what an ESP is. This is an LTD Viper 400. They used to have the thousands, the Viper 1000s, like the EC 1000s, but I can't find them. They have pearl everywhere. They're super nice. But the reason why I got this one was Andrew Wade from A Day to Remember. He recorded A Day to Remember and produced them. This was his guitar. And believe it or not, was it the Neil and the other guy from A Day to Remember, they recorded about 3 of their albums with this guitar. Like, it was used in their album. And Andrew was selling it, and I was like, well, shit. I want to see exactly what, you know, this is what he's using. So you can get by with sounding really good. Day to Remember's albums are killer sounding, and this is what they used for part of their stuff, I'm sure. But 2 EMG 81s, that's all you need. Very nice guitar. If I was going to get endorsed by a guitar company, it'd probably be ESP, and it would probably be a Viper, because it's very different. And this, my Gibson SG that I got custom painted. This is the very first guitar that got me, my very first goal. I bought an orange SG before, and it wasn't really what I wanted, but it was what I could afford at the time, and this was the one I always wanted. As, you know, my own custom color, the guitar that no one else has. I got this in high school through mowing lawns and doing all kind of yard work. I built gardens, I put gardens together and everything. I cleaned off roofs. This is what I bought with that money, and I was so happy, and everyone at my high school was like, the kid with the teal guitar. I was the guitarist for Lyman, the school that I went to. It was very cool. A lot of memories on this guitar, and this guitar will be in my casket when I die. Seymour Duncan Invader, silver knob, inlays, paint. That's the only difference. I do need to change the tuners probably, but still plays, still use it. But this is my guitar. If you know me, this is mine. Any other TLSG is, then it's not theirs. This is the very first guitar that got me to start playing guitar. This is the first instrument I ever saw, and I said, that is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Red and black Gibson SG standard. You don't change anything about this one. I don't want it in black. It just smells awesome. It's awesome. 498T, 490. Like I said, another one that was a Seymour Duncan Invader. So I have 2 SGs that are like really pro, and they have their own taste. That one's the teal one's hotter than this one. This one's more classic. but you can still play metal on this one. And then the Menace can play like a raunchy rock. It's cool. But yes, I bought this for $800 used. And right before I bought it, or right when I bought it, a month later, Gibson raised their prices, and this guitar now sells for $2,000 and it has the ugly 120th anniversary. The last thing I want to do is pay $1,500 something more dollars for a guitar that says 120th anniversary. I think that's dumb shit. And yeah, Gibson, take that shit off. It's stupid. But yes, very good guitar. I've always wanted one. Never thought I could afford it. $800. I didn't need it, but I had to get it. So. Let's see. So. Everyone that plays metal and really wants to take their career in guitar and expects to play metal, I just believe they have to have one crazy guitar. Just one, at least one. Get an acrylic, get something weird. I got a Star guitar. This is a Charvel Star. I am huge into like all the heavy metal like people, and like I love seeing the guitars that are all spiked and sharp. But they're just not exactly me. But I had to get something that was like that 80s hair metal, but then yet still kind of modern that no one else has. And I didn't want a BC Rich. I didn't want a Flying V. And I came across this, and this is perfect because your knee sits on it. It's light. And yeah, I came across this whenever I actually worked at the music store, and I bought this from another music store online because it's a killer deal. $300. Set neck. Can't go wrong with that. And what I did, and there's only one volume and the knob, I wanted something that was very simple, and this is exactly what I got. Neck stays in tune with each other, tuners, locking tuners. This is handcrafted in China, but I guarantee you if I hand this to anyone else that plays guitars, they would say, that does not feel like China. It's very nice. They think they did a great job. Even though I wear an American shirt, I'm all for other countries too. Gotta love them. Cool thing about this guitar, I wanted something that was volume, tone, and all this, but I didn't want all of it here. I got an EMG 85 in the bridge, and I got a Seymour Duncan Seymour Duncan Blackouts like 1 for the neck. Very, very, very smooth, clear neck, very, very hot bridge. This is very different. No one else I know has done this before, and I think it's killer. Put it in a guitar that I've never seen really any band use. I know Gus G uses it before, but that's one guy. But yeah, very cool guitar. Definitely, if you find one, Charvels are awesome guitars. So, all right. So, let's see. 22 minutes. Have to check the time. This is actual ESP. This is my final electric guitar. And I can't show it to you yet because I recorded my song with it and I want to keep you guys on the edge a little bit. When I worked at my music store, this was in the back. They bought it from a rich guy. This rich guy had over $500,000 worth of guitars, and he, like, I guess either went bankrupt or had to move, and he sold them all. This guitar was brand new in its case, still had the plastics on it. And before it even went on sale in my store, I said, I'm buying that shit. I said, no one's touching that. I'm buying it. The two managers, one got a Music Man with a Floyd Rose, the other one got the Jim Root Telly. They were all metal guitars. My favorite, that was the best part about my job working there for the 6 months. It was awesome. I will share this with you, but the only way how you're going to find out is you're going to have to go to my band page. Go to the band YouTube page because we're going to be posting a video and I will release this weapon. This guitar is killer and it's the most expensive guitar I own. And it is an ESP. Very, very cool, very, very rare, very, very sick. Now there is one more I'm going to show you, and it may be just as good as what I was going to show you. I got a ukulele. So yeah, it's just this isn't as good as this. But hey, I showed you something that was cool, right? So anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Remember, guitars don't make the player makes the guitar. If you want to make it sound good, you have to make it sound good. You can't just buy a $2,000 guitar and make it sound good. I can't be a professional ukulele if I don't put forth the effort. This is a $200 ukulele. This is a Cordoba, whatever, and it has electric. Very cool, but I don't know much on it yet because I still got to learn. It's the same with guitars. I have a lot to learn. I'm still getting better, but anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys as a positive message that if you work for it, you will get it. You will do whatever it takes. If you put that first, you will get it. I don't go to clubs, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I don't buy any of that shit because I don't do it. So what do I do with that money? I invest it in what I really love doing, and that's playing guitar. You gotta sacrifice some things in order to get the things you want. Stop playing video games and buy some guitars. I love video games, but I buy them on sale. So anyways, subscribe to my channel, Twitter. If you want to ask me questions, there's the ask form below. Subscribe, share, check out my other videos. I try to help you guys out. Yeah, have a great night, and work hard for what you want. See ya.